Residents living around Lake Bunyonyi have appealed to the government to support them in promoting fishing activities for economic development. Located in southwestern Uganda, Lake Bunyonyi boasts beauty and is estimated to be around 900 meters, which is equivalent to 3,000 feet deep, making it the second deepest lake in Africa after Lake Tanganyika in Tanzania, which has a maximum depth of 1,471 meters. However, some scientific research suggests that Lake Bunyonyi has a depth of 40 meters, which is equivalent to 130 feet. Lake Bunyonyi comprises over 29 islands, with each having its own unique story. However, locals claim that they have not benefited much from the lake, even with its beauty. Locals also cite continuous drowning cases. Kenneth Tumusiime, a resident along the lake, says that compared to other lakes like Lake Victoria, locals around Lake Bunyonyi have not benefited much economically, as fishing greatly assists other communities.
Itwekukira munonga tali echamani munonga mwenu kujangu omuntu wabulijo wenyima wa hansi abokuba wakompearinga n'ezindi nyanja baragezaho kwatarimo kushoha babone ibyenyanja konka nkaba hasi munonga.
He adds that although the Ministry of Fisheries attempted to introduce some fish species, it was unsuccessful due to the lake's depth. Tumusiime appeals to the government to introduce different fish species in Lake Bunyonyi so that the local community can benefit. He further suggests that the government introduce industrialization around Lake Bunyonyi to boost the economy.
Government ekagezaho batusindikira b'ikitongole cya fisheries baterame by'enyanja konka abw'enyanja kuba higuru tikujya bikanga kukura bikakura konka abw'enyanja kugira ngo n'indingwa munonga so ibyenyanja byoga biraba hasi yakati y'ubutimba so kigumira abantu babulijo kubikwata abo kuba n'ibintu bibarakozesa nko kushoha bamwe barageza gukozesa ubutimba abantu babulijo bageze gukoresa nk'amarobo turageta amarobo konka nabwo kigumira umuntu wabulijo kukwata nkeco cyenyanja abo kuba icyo kubanza nibyo bire birakozesebwa tibabyile biramara ibyo bire birakwata hanyanja kugira babone ibyenyanja then kukira munonga oburengwa nechogerezeho kwata boja twine outlet muko hisesero nabwo biroga bishohorera ahumpa.
Biaruhanga John, another resident operating around Lake Bunyonyi, notes that the government should not only remember people living around Bunyonyi during election time, but should also engage in proper planning to improve the economy.
Ndaterera nka government no kujangu batatwebwaga munonga akatujya batezi bakaruru kandi hari abantu barya hansi batayijukaga mu politics bakabona kuba nibwo bayijuka ngo kitashana cyo kwisha abo ko umuntu ararohama buri shaha yona aba bana babatwatirira mikono kandi n'ikindi no kuganyigwamo tuganyigwamo mu nyanja yitu ko kumera yakigambire by'enyanja enchi ebyenyanja mazima tihine ebyenyanja bibatuteriremo tihine okutushayiremo ngo
David Sunday, also a resident, highlights the causes leading to increased drowning cases, citing challenges such as overloading of small boats and people neglecting to wear life-saving jackets. He adds that sometimes, when it's too windy, those using canoes cannot cross, making the lake unsafe during those times.
In short, I would request the government to at least help us, help the local people, because normally most of the times what brings the accidents is strong winds and traveling local or small canoes. So I would wish that the government at least can provide out the boats and the life jackets for everyone, most especially when they are traveling.
Dr. Alex Saturday, a lecturer at Kabbalah University in the Faculty of Agriculture, notes that the many islands surrounding the lake block winds necessary for mixing foods that the fish feed on, thereby affecting fish survival. He further adds that the increasing population around the lake, coupled with agricultural activities causing soil erosion during the rainfall, leads to lake contamination. Dr. Saturday says that fertile soils caused by soil erosion do not favor fishing activities on Lake Bunyonyi.
Our preliminary results on Lake Bunyonyi indicate that the lake has few macroinvertebrates. So now these macroinvertebrates actually form the, in layman's understanding, is actually the food for fish. So what does that show? Limited macroinvertebrates, it means definitely even if the fish species were there, they would still fail to get what to eat. So, and something else I can talk about is you have seen that Lake Bunyonyi, its watershed is actually heavily populated. So whenever it rains, there is quite a lot of runoff that goes into the water. And then that also has a bearing on the quality.
Efforts to obtain comments from the police concerning drowning cases were futile. This story was compiled by Norbert Ndiamhachi for Kigezi Television.